Good evening and welcome to Southeast Polk High School. Dar Danielson alongside Joe Danielson here tonight as we get ready to bring you Class 4A football on CISN.TV, and a couple of teams coming in, Joe, at 0-1. Waukee, we saw them last week. They came out against five-time defending state champion Dowling and showed some flashes of some things, but not enough against Dowling to stay in that ball game as Dowling got in right away. And Southeast Polk, they played Valley. They were in that game in the first half. Valley takes back the opening kickoff in the second half and then kind of controlled it from there. So two 0-1 teams. We know they're good teams, but both looking for a big win tonight. So this is a key game.
Yep, and it should be a good matchup like you talked about. We've seen both of these teams last year play really very strong, and this year they came out in their openers and just kind of fell a little bit short, so you know they're going to be both hungry for a win here tonight.
And we talked about it, those first games as you start out the season. It's always a little different to try to figure out where you're at as you start out the season. And obviously a lot of adjustments made after those first games, but these two teams played some very good teams there in Valley and Dowling to open up the season.
Yep, and that's a good measuring stick, say, for both coaches here to kind of see where their team's at heading into week 2. And this is another tough matchup here. Both Waukee and Southeast Polk are strong, and they should look to rebound here. We're going to look at the quarterback for Waukee, Mitch Randall. We saw him against Dowling go 8 of 19 for 203 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had 63 rushing yards. And for Southeast Polk, Josiah Cole struggled a little bit, 10 of 26 for 106 yards and 2 interceptions. He's going to really look to bounce back and show the team and lead the team here. And
then Gavin Williams, their running back, he's the guy that they go through, and he had 61 yards and 17 carries, but got injured and probably didn't have the best game that he wanted after coming off that injury there, and that probably hurt them a little bit in the second half too against Valley.
Yep, and that's a strong Valley defense they're playing up against. They're going to look to unleash him here. Same with Blake Espelin for Waukee. The running back was bottled up a little bit against that strong Dowling defense. Both these teams really are going to be looking to have a breakout game.
Yeah, and we talked about it a lot in that Waukee game. The Waukee defense didn't play that poorly, but they were put in a lot of bad situations with turnovers and then giving up the ball and put them, on their side of the field quite a bit. When you looked at it overall, considering who they were going up against, not really that bad an effort by the Waukee defense.
Yeah, very good. They held strong, and those mistakes are in game 1 are what they're going to look to hammer out here in game 2 against Southeast Polk.
Now we've had some rain falling. Looks like it might have eased off. Hopefully we're going to get clear skies, but it's a little windy, and we know that we see Waukee, they like to go to the air. Is that going to hamper them at all, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to benefit both those guys we just talked about, Gavin Williams for the Rams and Blake Espelin for the Warriors. The ball's probably going to be kept on the ground a little bit tonight here, depending on which side of the field they're headed. You have an advantage one way here. I believe the wind is blowing. Yeah, we can see, looking out at the flag here, you're going to see a strong wind. And that's going to affect passing really for one side of the one team.
And for Waukee, when you look at that, Mitch Randall, he rushed for 63 yards. So we know he can run the ball too. That's another added weapon. He's that kind of triple threat there. He can hand it off, he could run it or pass it. So he adds a little something there too. And Josiah Cole only rushed 3 times for 12 yards because he's more a hand it to Gavin Williams to let him do the running there. So we'll see if maybe that might help Waukee, because we saw a few times Mitch Randall never got totally uncorked in that game against Dowling, but he saw a couple flashes where he broke through.
Yep, and again, I think tonight here we'll probably see Mitch Randall break out for one of those big runs as they, a ground game is going to be more the focus, you think, tonight. Waukee's going to, again, use that to do what they do and go long.
Yeah, we got that wind coming probably straight out of the south now, and that flag has been standing straight up, and so we're kind of in here confined a little bit because of the weather here tonight. As with the rain coming down, we don't want to get too far out there, but you know, because we don't know if the rain's going to take off and hit us here, so it's always kind of one of those things where you got to be a little bit careful. Ruben Garza running the camera and the controls for us tonight, so he's got his work cut out for him.
Yep, and that rain is a good chance that it'll come back. It looks like it's going to come and go. We're looking like we're in a little calm pocket here for kickoff.
We understand they're playing the Valley Dowling game over at Drake Stadium. Understand they had to stop that or evacuate the stadium a little bit. They had lightning over there, and we saw a little bit of that coming here, out here to the east. But it rained kind of hard for a little bit, and it was really windy, but it seems like it's kind of blown over, hasn't it?
Yeah, but it looks like we're going to have a nice, clean, clear kickoff.
Well, we're getting ready for the kickoff here, so let's do this. We'll take a break, and we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more as we get ready for action here tonight. It'll be Waukee at Southeast Polk here. Both of these teams looking for their first win of the season in week number 2 here on CISN.TV.
Miss your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
At Schottenkirk Chevrolet Waukee, up to $10,000 off select new 18 Silverado 1500s. Includes the LTZs and high countries. New 18 Silverado Double Cab LT, $275 per month, only $19.99 to its signing. Rock month in Waukee. New 18 Equinox LT, $229 per month, only $19.99 to its signing. New 18 Cruise, $179 per month, only $19.99 to its signing. Plus 20% off new Spark, Sonic, and Impala through the end of the month. Schottenkirk Chevrolet Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Here at Southeast Polk, you see the Rams out at the 50. They've just come out of the locker room to the school song here, getting ready to host the Waukee Warriors on CISN.TV. Dar Danielson, Joe Danielson with you. And Joe, we talk about the importance of getting a win, but not only that, you know, you don't want to go 0-2, but it's not a district game, but every game this year counts toward the district. The winner of the district gets the automatic playoff bid, and then they do the rating or RPI or whatever they want to call it, index to figure out who gets those next playoff spots. So every victory you get could be important. Maybe you go down 2, you still have a chance to get into the playoffs, but you know you don't want to risk that. And I think that's kind of the neat part about that with the rankings. It makes a game like this really important too early on in the season.
Yeah, and that's what they were going for here, is to make some of these games a little bit more interesting with that new rating system. And as you can see here too, and we've kind of broke it down a bit. Both these teams are pretty even, not just based on record, just based on skill and athleticism. It should be a pretty good game.
Yeah, what we've seen so far here, it looks like they're pretty evenly matched. As you see the captains come out to the middle of the field here. And Scott Carlson, the head coach of Waukee, Brad Zelinovich, the head coach of Southeast Polk. And you see it's military night here tonight, so honoring some of our not only our veterans but current military. They have some nice military hardware from the Iowa National Guard sitting out there as you come in, Joe. So if there is a storm, I'm heading for that big armored vehicle over there and I think get inside that, right?
Yeah, that's a easy way to get out of here through the Humvee.
So it looks like Waukee will receive.
Waukee won the toss and deferred.
Or no, they deferred. Okay. So Waukee won the toss and deferred. Or did he say Southeast Polk won and deferred? Waukee deferred. Okay. So Waukee won the toss and deferred. And Southeast Polk will receive as we get ready to go here. And now it looks like just as we're getting ready for kickoff, that flag is just slowed down a little bit, Joe. So the wind dying down a little bit here. Gavin Williams back to receive deep. Also Mason Fairchild.
Yep, we've got the umbrellas put away and the wind has died down. We're ready for a long kickoff here instead of the squib kick we were expecting with the wind.
Well, we saw a little bit of a Kate Jaden kind of short kicking against Dowling, but I don't know if that was a strategy or what, but we'll see what he does if he kicks it deep here. As you say, with the wind to his back, you'd think he could probably kick it through the end zone. Mason Fairchild and Gavin Williams back deep to receive.
Yep, special teams for Waukee was one area that they were looking to really improve going into this week after some mental errors.
A couple turnovers there and drop balls, and yeah, so we'll see. Here we go, Waukee in the white, ready to kick off, going right to left here, and here it comes. It's a kick taken there by Fairchild, up to 15. Crossed over and looked like he was going to break through there, but pulled down from behind just as he got up to the 20. It looked like he had a seam there and almost ready to take off, Joe.
Yep, Mason Fairchild, the senior wide receiver, with a nice return there to start us off.
Took that about, we'll call it about a 15-yard return. Oh, we'll give him, yeah, about that, from about the 15 to the 30. First and 10 at the 30. For Southeast Polk as we're just underway here. Southeast Polk in the black. Josiah Cole, the quarterback. He's got Gavin Williams in the backfield. Hands it off to Williams. No, keeps it himself. Cuts it up the right side and up across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Cole keeps it.
Tackled by Nicholas Barrero.
And he'll pick up 5.
Stopped there by Nicholas Barreto, the senior linebacker.
Second and 5 at the 35. Sends 2 receivers to the right. 1 left. Williams with him in the backfield there. Cole hands it off. Williams looking for room. Stutter steps, slides up ahead, close to the first down. Might be just a yard shy there on the run.
Williams up the middle.
We'll give him 4. Brings up 3rd and 1 at the 39.
But they're coming out in a heavy set here. Looks like looking for the handoff to Williams.
Yep, right in there, but he's met at the line, but he might have got enough forward momentum there to get the first down. And yep, the official on this side is saying, yep, bring it forward. So
they went to the fullback. I believe Reese Cooper got the carry there, one of the fullbacks. Scott Charles, correction.
Charles, was it? So 1st and 10 at the, we'll call it the 41 here for Southeast Polk. Cole hands it off. Williams right into the line and stacked up there. And Trey Hardy, one of them, in there. Set up the offense for you. It's Josiah Rowland at the left tackle, Jack Welty at guard. Center is Connor Brown, Gabe Hassman a guard, Luke Stevenson a tackle, Jace Christensen's a tight end. for Southeast Polk. That'll bring up 2nd and 11 at the 40 after the loss of a yard. Receiver comes in motion, fake the handoff, quarterback keeps it. Cole up the middle, he's going to get about 4 up to the 44.
Josiah Cole on the carry.
So a lot of misdirection here early from Southeast Polk.
The defensive line here for Waukee: Caleb Paulus, Jacob Martin, Connor Arndt, Alex Wiggins up front. The linebackers: Trey Hardy, Cole Spikespa, Nick Barretto. Cole drops back, looks, now takes it himself, pulls it down, runs up ahead, and just is going to get pulled down. He leans ahead. He almost got the first down on that lean. It's going to be a little short, though, I believe. Right at the 50.
Yep, and those misdirections are really giving some of those Waukee pass rushers some trouble. But he did not get the first down there. They're going to say it's 4th and 1 at midfield at the 50.
So what do you do here? Looks like they're going to keep the offense out there. 4th and 1 at the 50-yard line for Southeast Polk. 8:30 to play here in the first quarter. Cole under center, drops back. Oh, runs into Williams, fumble, and it'll go back to Waukee. And that play had trouble all over it as kind of a jumble in the backfield. And fumble recovered. Either way, it was going to turn over, and Waukee takes over.
Yep, Cole Romball got that fumble. It was fumbled right into his hands as Josiah Cole turned around to hand off to Williams and slipped, and they collided, causing a missed handoff, and Williams just couldn't hold on to it.
1st and 10 at the 51 for Waukee. Here comes Mitch Randall. Hands it off, and still going right up through the middle there was Sam Yeway on the carry.
Tackled by
Yeway gets about 6. 2nd and 4 at the 46. Handoff, no, keeps it this time. Randall, and he gets stacked up. They didn't let him get the corner there, Joe.
Yep, a nice fake handoff to Yeway, and just couldn't get outside. Stopped by that D end, Eli Reed.
3rd and 5.
So we'll call it 3rd and 5 at the 46 for Waukee on their first possession here after forcing the turnover on downs. High snap, pitch out to Yeway. Yeway turns the corner, cuts across for the first down to the 34-yard line. 35, they're going to mark it. 1st and 10 for Waukee.
Sam Yeway on the carry. Tackled by Tyler LeClaire.
So
Ball at the 35-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 35 for Waukee. They come out quickly. Mitch Randall. Yeway with him. Fakes to Yeway, drops back, looking to pass, throws it over across the middle and over the head there of Zach Eaton.
Yeah, he had Eaton wide open on the slant route down the middle, just a little overthrown, looking for the touchdown.
Yeah, kind of went in and looked like straight down and then turned to the post a little bit. Maybe a skinny post there, but had him open early. That play action worked. This time trips to the right side for Mitch Randall. Yeway in the backfield with him. Gives it to Yeway. Yeway cuts it up and down to the 31. A pickup of about 3.
Sam Yeway on the carry.
We'll bring up a second,
By Tanner Van Elsen.
or third down, 3rd and 7. And there's Yeway. He's going to try to turn the corner. Does. Cuts it up for the first down. Inside the 20, down to about the 16-yard line. Yeway on the run. And that'll bring up a first down.
Sam Yeway
Yep, he's not a big running back, but he's fast, and he can get the corner at 164 pounds. He's tough to tackle.
First down, Warriors.
So they got Espelin, Martinez, Odell out here to the left, rolling right, throwing into the end zone, touchdown! Waukee Eaton. This time he brings it in.
And again, he was basically uncovered there. There was a cornerback in the area, but Eaton really just had to turn around and catch the ball in his chest that time.
And that about an 18-yard touchdown pass. Randall to Eaton. And they'll come out for the extra point. Cade Jaden. There's the snap. The kick is up. And the kick is good. And it's 7-0 Waukee here. With 6:19 to go in the first quarter, we'll take a break and come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Back here at Southeast Polk, Waukee strikes first here on the touchdown pass with 6:19 to play. Randall to Eaton. The extra point is good and makes it 7-0 Waukee.
Couple nice passing plays there from Mitch Randall. And Southeast Polk secondary looked like they were kind of caught off guard by the long passes, maybe expecting the run here with the weather.
And there's the kick. It's going to bounce and goes right by. And that does go out of bounds. Looks like it went outside that pylon. Looked like they might have got the lucky bounce to out of the end zone, but it goes out of bounds.
Yep, and they were kicking away from Gavin Williams there, and that decision kind of to kick towards the sideline hurt him a little bit with that unlucky bounce, that football bounce.
So Waukee took advantage of the good field position, stopping Southeast Polk in their own territory. First drive, so it'll be 1st and 10 here at the 35 for Southeast Polk, as they got one first down and then unable to get anything after that, get another first down. So they'll come out now, Josiah Cole, 3 receivers to the left, hands it off to Williams. Williams right up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, spins through, still going, and now ridden down over there by Tanner Ellis for Waukee. So Williams
takes it to the Waukee 37-yard line. Tackled by Tanner Ellis.
So that's a 38-yard run on first down, makes it 1st and 10 at the 37 of Waukee for Southeast Polk. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Quick throw out to the left side to the receiver out there.
Josiah Cole's pass complete to Jackson Snyder.
Jackson Snyder makes the catch. And that's their first completed pass, isn't it?
Yep, that's the first attempted pass, I believe, so far. They kept it mostly on the ground.
And they're going to give them the first down on that. So now Southeast Polk trying to respond here to the score by Waukee. Come out quickly. Send 2 receivers to the right. That's Jackson Snyder way out wide. Got the fullback in there. Fake the handoff to Williams. Rolling to his right. Throws it out there just over the head of Dylan Travis, the intended receiver.
Yep, a nice bootleg call there from Southeast Polk. Just knocking on the door of the red zone here. Using that far side of the field to get Cole some space. Get a nice throw in for him.
And they got to respect the run back there with Williams, don't they?
Yep, that's what that big run, that 38-yard run from Williams set up that bootleg play perfectly.
So here we go, same formation, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Williams in the backfield with Cole. Cole keeps it himself, tries to tuck it up inside, and he'll get a few yards there. And he's brought down. And it'll be 3rd down and about 7. Or are they going to call it 3rd and 5?
Switch it to the correctly.
3rd down and 5. Trips right. Fakes it. Now takes it up the middle himself and is met and dropped there by Cole Spikesma, the middle linebacker. And he didn't take the fake at all there, Joe.
Nope, he sat in the hole and met the quarterback and drove him backwards.
So 4th down and what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4th and 6 at the 28. I think he lost a yard there, so looks like they're going to go for it here.
Looking
be into the wind. Send receiver to each side. They got the tight end here on the right side. And Cole in the pistol, rolls right, looks. Now throws back across for Williams, coming back the other way and just didn't quite get it out there. Well-designed play, but he needed to get a little more under that, Joe. I think he had him open, didn't he?
Yeah, he had him open, but he kind of threw it up, and Williams wasn't underneath it. I know that's how the play is supposed to develop after you throw it, but you kind of have to think about the kick here. Kicking the ball here, as we looked to the trees kind of behind that far end zone, there was no wind in that time, and maybe the coaches are thinking they don't want to go out and kick it because of the wind, but it was relatively calm there. We'll see if that 3 points comes back to hurt them.
So Waukee takes over again on downs. There's a handoff to Yehweh, looking over the right side. Breaks through the line, up to the 40, spins through again, still going 45. Ripped down about the 50-yard line. Yehweh takes it from the 23 all the way up to the 50.
And that's great blocking by that Waukee front line. Yehweh wasn't even touched when he made it to the second level there and showed that breakout speed.
27-yard run by Yehweh. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Now Waukee coming up. 4:08 to play here.
Sideline warning on Waukee.
And a sideline warning over there on Waukee, as they're probably excited to see Yehweh break those tackles, Joe.
Yep, and he's not the biggest type of runner, but he just showed a lot of power there.
Got Espelin and Odell to this side for Randall. Randall fakes it to Yehweh, rolls right, throws across the middle. Oh, almost picked off out there by Daniel Hackbarth, and not a real great throw. I think he was looking for Eaton downfield.
Yeah, he had Eaton open. And again, at Southeast Polk, the defensive backs and safeties there were kind of caught watching in man defense.
So incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10 at the 50. Fakes a handoff. No, gives it to Yehweh. Yehweh cuts up the left side, and he gets close to the 1st down again. And, boy, we're seeing a lot of speed out of Yehweh here tonight, Joe.
Yep, he's really starting strong. A lot better, you think, than the first game there, where Waukee really struggled to get something going on the ground. It's the difference tonight here is the outside is open, and Yehweh's been able to hit that corner and turn upfield for yards.
3rd and 2 at the 43, and that one goes behind and is going to go out of bounds. That was a backwards pass, so they lose yardage right back to the 50. So that'll bring up a 4th and 10. And just you rarely see that out of Mitch Randall. He turned and fired it straight back.
Yeah, looks like it slipped out of his hand on the release. And, yeah, luckily there was no Southeast Polk defender over there.
Could be that ball a little wet. It has been raining out here before the game. So Dylan Travis will go back. One of them to receive deep, as Alex Walsh will drop to punt. The first punt here of the night for Waukee, leading 7-0 here with 3:17 to play in the first quarter. Heavy pressure, and the punt is a low punt, but they're going to get a good bounce on it and a good roll. It'll roll down inside the 20, all the way down to about the 17.
And Southeast Polk got pretty good pressure there, even while you dropping 3 guys back on a punt, which is something you really don't see that often. Usually a couple more of those guys are in there for the pass rush.
So he got a 33-yard punt and about 20 yards of that on the roll, I think, for Waukee. Brings up a 1st and 10 at the, we'll call it the 17 for Southeast Polk. They're trailing here with 3:04 to go in the first quarter, trailing 7-0. Waukee has stopped them on downs in their first 2 drives. They've gotten a couple first downs, but that's been about it. There's a handoff. Williams looking for room over the left side, plows out of bounds after getting a couple.
Gavin Williams around left end. Forced out of bounds after a gain of 1.
And
Second down, 9.
it'll be 2nd down and 9 for Southeast Polk. We send Isaiah Wagner and Dylan Travis wide to the right here. Williams in the backfield with Cole. Now he throws it out quickly to the left side over there to Jackson Snyder. Snyder gets a good pickup there. That'll make it a manageable 3rd down, Joe.
Yep, and that's the 2nd time they've gone short out to the tight end there to get a nice 8 to 10 yards.
Jackson Snyder.
So 2nd,
Tackle by 10.
and what is that? About 3 yards, 2 yards? We'll call, or excuse me, 3rd and 2 at the 25 for Southeast Polk. This is big for them, Joe, to convert this. They need to get a drive going a little bit here.
Yep, Waukee started strong, and they're itching to get back on the field after those first couple of drives. Southeast Polk has kind of stalled out here on 3rd and 4th down.
And official comes in, and I think we're going to have a timeout.
Timeout Rams.
Southeast Polk wants to take a timeout, talk it over. We'll take a break, come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years. Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success.
Here at Southeast Polk, they took a timeout. They've got 3rd and 2 at their own 25, trailing 7-0 here against Waukee. Receiver comes in motion, gets the handoff, takes it up inside, and spins ahead. He'll have the 1st down there as they run a little inside action with Jackson Snyder that time. That kind of jet sweep inside.
Tackle by Nicholas Barretto. 1st down Rams.
1st and 10 up to the 29. So Southeast Polk mixed it up a little bit here, Joe. Just need to get a drive sustained.
Yep, and for Southeast Polk, Jackson Snyder's been big, catching a couple passes, and then that run.
There's a roll out and caught and knocked out of bounds. Dylan Travis up about the 40-yard line. That's going to be close to a 1st down.
Dylan Travis.
And looks like where they're setting up, yeah, it'll be right at the 40, so that will be a 1st and 10. 11-yard pickup.
All placed at the 40-yard line. 1st down Rams.
For Southeast Polk here. Minute 45, clock stopped on the 1st down.
Yep, and we've seen them be pretty methodical so far. No passes downfield for more than 15 or 20 yards. Most of it on the ground with that misdirection handoff game.
Travis and Snyder wide to the left here for Southeast Polk. Williams in the backfield with Josiah Cole, the senior quarterback. He drops back now, throws the lobs it out there on the go pattern. Oh, just off the fingertips of Isaiah Wagner. And right there on the fingertips, but couldn't quite haul it in.
Yep, and that's what they've been working up towards. That call right there, a little bit of a fade down the sideline when you have one-on-one with your wide receiver.
And I'll bring up second down, and this is where they've stalled, right here around the 40 and 50-yard line on both their drives. We'll see what they do here. They send two receivers left, now one right here for Cole. High snap, oh, and he fumbles it and just managed to bring it down. And that almost was a...
Caleb Pollisk almost got in there and caught that high snap as it fell out of Josiah Cole's hands. Again there, that's another almost turnover on the handoff or the snap.
So mistakes here kind of hurting Southeast Polk early, and that high snap brings up a 3rd and 13. Ball now back to the 37 of Southeast Polk. They need to get to the 50-yard line to get a first down, keep the drive alive. There's the snap. Dropping back, pressure, he's hit as he throws, and almost picked off. And Dylan Travis had to turn into a defender there as Nicholas Barreto had his hands on the ball.
Yep, that was a nice play by the senior to get in there and break up the pass. Again, Josiah Cole saw a little bit of pressure there and had to get the ball out. And we see now why Waukee decided to defer on that coin toss, is they have a more air raid offense. It's going to work with the wind here.
Antoine Watson back deep to receive as the clock rolls to 40 seconds, and a low kick goes bounding up the field. Everybody's going to try to get away from it, and this one will be downed. It's not been a kicking exhibition here so far tonight, Joe.
Nope, slippery turf, and ball, yeah, once it hits that turf, it's wet automatically. So there we go. We've seen it now for both teams with the shank punt.
So Mitch Randall will bring out the Warriors here with 31 seconds to play. They will take over. 1st and 10. The ball on the 27, their own 27. Randall gives it to Yehweh. Yehweh looking for room over the right side, breaks a tackle. Flag comes flying in, and there's going to be a hold or something in there.
Well, you see him kind of in the backfield, and you see Randall kind of directing him which side to stand on. Stand here, and as soon as he gets the ball, he just explodes right out of the backfield.
And let's see what the call is. Yep, we'll be holding. Waukee. So that'll move it back. 10 yards from the spot, which is about the line of scrimmage.
Holding on the Warriors.
So that moves it back to about the 17. First and 10 at the 17 for Waukee. And this may be the last play of the first quarter here. Waukee leading 7-0. They roll the clock with 25 seconds to play. Keeps it himself. Randall cuts it up right side, looking for some room, turns the corner, knocked out of bounds. Didn't quite get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that won't be the last play as he's knocked out with 14 seconds to play.
25-yard line.
So gets 8 yards.
Second down.
Back 2nd and 12 for Waukee here at the 25. Randall gives the inside handoff to Espelin. Espelin looking to turn the corner, can't get there. Good pursuit by the defense there of Southeast Polk. Carter Olson, the linebacker, one of them there, Olson. And that's the horn to end the first quarter. Waukee leading here 7-0 over Southeast Polk. We'll take a break, switch sides, and come back with the second quarter after this on CISN.TV.
Truck Month at Schottenkirk Chevrolet Waukee. Up to $10,000 off select new 18 Silverado 1500s. Includes the LTZs and high countries. New 18 Silverado Double Cab LT. $275 per month. Only $19.99 due at signing. Truck Month in Waukee. New 18 Equinox LT. $229 per month. Only $19.99 due at signing. New 18 Cruise. $179 per month. Only $19.99 due at signing. Plus 20% off new Spark, Sonic, and Impala through the end of the month. Schottenkirk Chevrolet Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service. We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your...
Here at Southeast Polk, Joe Danielson, as there's a handoff. Yeway over the left side, finds some room, plows ahead, and gets close to the first down there. But I think he's going to be a little short, and that'll bring up fourth down and a yard. And what do you say here, Joe? You're in your own territory, a yard to go, but if you turn it over, you give Southeast Polk good field position.
I think it looks like Mitch Randall's going to go off here. Usually, the kicking team's going to come on. I was going to say, with a runner like him, you think he can get down and get the yard, but...
Yeah, but I guess they're going to leave it to Alex Walsh to boot it out of there. Dylan Travis will drop back deep.
And again here, 3 back deep for the punt for Southeast Polk. Little interesting strategy.
There's a quick boot, and that one comes out. A flag comes down here on the far side. Ball will be down about the 32, and we'll have to see what the penalty is.
Ball's down at the 32-yard line.
And blocking the back possibly there.
Well, it came out as they were going downfield. Maybe there was a hold right away. I don't know.
And again with that, 3 returners dropped back on that play. It kind of just negated the other 2. They were kind of standing there. It's an interesting punt return strategy to have 3 guys all on the line. You kind of lose out on a couple blockers there in a potential return.
Rams take over.
They said the penalty was against Southeast Polk, but they didn't say what it was. So, first and 10 at the 32 here. As we get underway, hand off to Williams, and he finds nowhere to go.
Yep, and again right there, he didn't have much protection. For a power back like Williams, he's got to have a little bit of help up front for some of those guys to make a hole for him so he can get to that second level.
We credit that interior Waukee defensive line. They've been pretty good here so far tonight, not giving him much room. So it brings up 2nd and 12 for Waukee. The ball at the 30. Gives a handoff this time, and again, tough sledding there on the right side. Maybe gets a yard, and that was all just falling forward, Joe.
Yep, he was a bet at the line. Another good stand there from the Waukee D line.
So quickly they find themselves in the 3rd and 11 here at the 31. Josiah Cole, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Wind at his back now. Drop spins. Looks upfield, throws it out there, has a man, and it's going to be short of the first down. That was Fred Johnson on the catch.
Josiah Cole's pass complete to Fred Johnson.
That's going to leave him 4th and 3.
And now we'll see another punt here. Well, who knows what's going to happen on this one. We'll see if we can get a clean punt off here.
Yeah, it's not been real clean punting. I don't know if that's because the ball's been wet or what here.
Antoine Watson deep.
Watson back deep. Now there's a good punt, a good high spiral. Bounces and taken by Watson. And he gets a 5-yard return on that. And not a bad play there, Joe. If he lets that roll, it could have rolled all the way down and been down deep, but he saw he had room and he picked it up at least.
Yep, at least stopped the ball from going inside the 5, which is probably where it was headed. A nice roll on that punt. And there we go. That was a nice nice hang time, hit the ground, rolled forward for an extra 15, 20 yards.
So 1st and 10 at the 20 with 10:18 to play in the first half. And Waukee takes over. Mitch Randall, the quarterback. Fakes the handoff, looking, throws across the middle, has Sam Odell. Odell up the left side, turns it across the 50 and is knocked out of bounds there, right at the 50.
And Randall had all day to throw, and his receivers had really all day to make their cuts with Waukee in that zone. He really went through his progressions there and found Odell wide open.
30-yard pickup up to the 50 for Waukee. Mitch Randall hands it off. Nope, keeps it himself. Now throws it out. Has Odell again, and Odell makes the catch falling down inside the 25-yard line down to the 24.
And Odell has got those nice hands. We saw that last week against Dowling with that over-the-shoulder touchdown grab. That was a similar play there. He was able to catch the ball over the shoulder and get a foot down.
So there's a 26-yard pass play. And quickly, big chunks down the field. There's a fake, and he keeps it and slips. And there we see Mitch Randall, maybe a little bit of that wet field, Joe, where he just slipped with the ball, couldn't get the handoff away.
Yep, and Randall on this drive is 2 for 2 on those nice long passing plays.
Yeah, picked up 56 yards passing, brings up 2nd and 12. This time, fakes to Yesway, looks out to the right, has wide open Eden, and he underthrew him. Eden had to wait on that, otherwise he could have walked into the end zone, Joe.
Yep, and the Southeast Polk secondary seems to be a little confused with who they're picking up here on Waukee's wide receivers' routes as they're kind of running wide open.
So that brings up 3rd down and 12 at the 26-yard line, I believe. 9:32 to play. Here's Randall. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Rolling to his right, looking, throws back to the left. Has the fullback out of the backfield, and he's knocked down. Reese Cooper has tried to fool everybody, looking to the receivers on the right and throwing back, but he picks up just a couple there, probably 4. Bring up 4th down and 8. They're going to go quickly, I think, here. And Randall looks to the sideline. Got Yehway in there with him. Fakes the Yehway, throws it across, and right through the hands of Zach Gaines.
And it's a sure touchdown right there, dropped. Again, just Randall with that handoff game buys him a little bit more time, and he's had a lot of time to throw in that pocket.
And still some confusion in the Rams secondary, Joe. He was wide open there. Nobody picked him up.
Yep, and I think that's why they were electing to just not kick at all. They were basically 5 for 5 on passes there.
And they give it up here on the 22 anyway, so they give him a long field. 1st and 10 at the 22 for Southeast Polk. 9:21 to play in the first half. They trail by 7 here. Both these teams looking for their opening win. Williams breaks free over the right side, cuts it outside, still going, and is ripped down up at the 43-yard line, 42-yard line, I think they'll mark it. So that's what they want to do, get him going.
Yep, and Sam Yehway, his opposing running back, stopped him, and without that tackle from Yehway, he would have got the sideline and took it all the way to the end zone.
So a 22-yard pickup, 1st and 10 at the 42 for Southeast Polk now.
On that play again, we did see a little bit of a bobbled handoff from Cole and Williams there. So again, nothing is.
There's the handoff to Williams again, and he's looking for room. Tries to get it outside. The defense, so comes in quickly, closes on him, and good pursuit there.
Gavin Williams around the left side.
by the defense.
Tackle by Simon Lofsgaard.
Simon Lofsgaard had a great form tackle there, wrapped up the big running back Williams and brought him down.
Well, we got 4 on that. Brings up 2nd and 6. Ball at the 45 for Southeast Polk. Trailing here at home to Waukee. Trips to the right for Cole. Cole looking for the screen. Finds Williams. And the defenders are right there as Sam Yeway read that pretty well.
Yep, Sam Yeway now on the defensive side of the ball using that speed, and he was there to bring down Williams again for another tackle.
Picked up 4, so bring up 3rd down and about 4. Well, they're going to mark it back a little bit, so 3rd down and, what do they call that, about 3 at the 49. Southeast Polk, big 3rd down here for them. They've had trouble getting across that 50 into Waukee territory. 8:10 to play, first half. They trail by 7. I formation this time. Fake to Williams, rolling right, throws it out, hits the man, and has him up ahead. Is Scott Bell for Southeast Polk for the first down.
You see Cole look out to his 2 wide receivers and check it down for the safe pass to Bell for the first down yardage there. A nice decision.
Makes it 1st and 10 into Waukee territory at the 46 for Southeast Polk. They got a little bit of a drive going here. Across the formation. Rolling back, looking, throws out, picked off at the 34. All the way up is Simon Lofsgaard.
Yep, and that pass really kind of threw it into triple coverage and just off and to their left. Easy pick for Lofsgaard.
And he got that about the 34. Brought it up to the 47, about a, what is that, about 18, 19-yard return. So 1st and
I think we're going to see a little bit of Yeway on the ground and Randall airing it out here. He was feeling it last drive.
And Randall keeps it himself.
Yep, he kept it himself and was bottled up again. He hasn't been able to, he hasn't really ran a whole lot this game. He's really been going to the air.
1st and 10 at the 50, a loss, or 2nd and 13 at the 50, a loss of 3 there by Randall. 7:06 to play and counting. Randall rolling left, looking down the field, throws it out and wide, way wide of the mark for Eaton there. And the right-hander rolling to his left, a little hard trying to square those shoulders and get that throw off, Joe.
Yep, a nice throw, just not accurate enough. So the Southeast Polk defense here with a big 3rd down stand, 3rd and long, looking to erase that turnover.
3rd and 13 at the 50. And a fake by Randall. Now he'll take it himself and rattled up by Bo Ira, the defensive end. Saw him right away, and he gets a couple yards, and that's about it. That'll bring up the 4th down. He picked up 2, 4th and 11 at the 48 of Southeast Polk. And we'll see the punter come on, Alex Walsh. And we'll see if he gets off a better punt. As the punting early on, I think a wet ball, and that made it a little difficult for the snapper to get it back there clean. This one is a good snap. Kick is not a real high or long kick, and it bounces and takes a Waukee bounce inside the 22. So a 23-yard punt for Southeast Polk will take over 1st and 10 at the 23, Joe. And here's where they want to come out and really sustain something here on this drive with 6:08 to go. A chance to come down and tie it up before the half, trailing 7-0.
Yep, and they had a nice defensive stand there at 3rd and 13. They have been doing these long methodical drives, just getting stalled out at the 50. They're going to look to find the end zone here in the second quarter.
Josiah Cole. Hands off to Williams. Williams looking over the left side. Gets through the line and is up close and over for the first down. Up to the 35-yard line. Nice piece of patient running that time.
Yep, a nice juke move to get past 2 Warrior defenders.
Picks up 12, first and 10 at the 35. Gavin Williams on the run.
Ball placed at the 35-yard line. First down, Rand.
And they send trips to the right. Southeast Polk. Snap and keeps it. Fake to Williams. On cuts up the right side. Through across the 50. Josiah Cole found the seam, and Waukee biting on the play action that time, and he takes it all the way up across the 50, a 16-yard pickup.
That's a good play for Cole to get some running yards, get his confidence going here a little bit to make these throws.
And first and 10. They'll mark it right at the 50, I guess. So a 15-yard pickup for Southeast Polk. Cole hands off to Williams. Williams looking for room over that right side of the line. He's going to chew up 5 yards before he's brought down to the Waukee 45, into Waukee territory.
Gavin Williams up the middle. Tackled by Cole Rondall.
And
Second down, 5.
second and 5 for Waukee. They bring Dylan Travis and Jay Combs wide to the left side here for Cole. Handoff, Gavin. No, he keeps it himself. Fooled everybody. Breaking through. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Great play fake there to Williams and a 45-yard touchdown run.
Josiah Cole untouched to the end zone.
With 4:32 to play, first half. Well, Southeast Polk on the verge of tying this up. Got the offense in there. Now they'll go down to kick it. And Logan Sunvold will come in to kick. Snap, the kick is up and good. 7-7 here with 4:32 to play on the Cole run. So a big fake and great fake there, Joe, and fooled everybody, and then just took it up the right side. And Cole had, it was 45 yards rushing. He had just 12 last week. So he's kind of, we talked about Rando igniting the game with his feet, but here Cole has done it for Southeast Polk.
Yep, and a nice run untouched into the end zone again.
So we're all tied up 7-7 with 4:32 to play here in the first half, and Southeast Polk will kick it off to Waukee. Aaron Smith back deep. Back there with Lofsgaard. And Sunvold will kick it off for Southeast Polk. And it's going to bounce into the end zone and bounce by Antoine Watson. And Waukee will take over first and 10 at the 20. Well, we'll see now how Waukee responds, trailing here. Or, excuse me, tied up after giving up that score. Randall hands it off. Falling up into the middle. Yeway. Picks up about 4.
Cam Gateway on the carry. Tackle by Jacob Overlard.
Since 2 to the left, 1 to the right for Randall. Rolling left, throws it out, and did he catch it? Yes, he did. A great catch by Sam Odell. They'll go down to the turf and pull that off the turf, Joe.
Yep, there's Odell again, just runs a quick out route and comes back for the pass. Has to dive a little bit down and makes a nice catch.
1st and 10 at their own 47, Waukee. Hand off to Yehweh, skips by a tackler, tries to turn the corner, does, and skips through again across the 50-yard line. And they're going to mark him down, say his knee was down at the 50, but Yehweh, not only speed, but he's got a few hop-skip moves there too, Joe.
Yep, way to get out of the backfield untouched there.
3:30 to play here. Waukee at the 50-yard line. 2nd down and 2 at the 50. Trips right, 1 receiver left. Yehweh in the backfield with Randall. Fakes to Yehweh and throws that one a little hard. There. And then it's knocked down.
Justin Brindley.
So it brings up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
Just have a little trouble. He found Eaton on that touchdown pass, but having a little trouble finding Eaton in traffic in there tonight.
Yep, but that was just a laser throw. Pretty hard to catch that when you're 10 yards away.
So he brings Eaton wide to the right this time. Sets up 2 slot backs. Gives it to Yehweh. Yehweh cuts across the right side. He'll have the 1st down into Southeast Polk territory down to the 47-yard line for Waukee.
Tackle by Tanner Van Elton. 1st down, Waukee.
Clock rolling, 3:05 to play here. Mitch Randall, quarterback for Waukee. Gives it to Yehweh. Yehweh stumbles but keeps his feet and still moves ahead and picks up a few yards. And
Sam Yehweh carries again for Waukee. Tackle by Bo Ira.
Bo Ira on the tackle.
Gain of 5.
Picks up 5. 2nd and 5 at the 42 of Southeast Polk.
60!
Waukee looking to the sideline for the play. The clock's running down here. Play clock, so maybe they're going to just call a timeout. Looks like they will. They got in there and the play clock running down. 2:26 to play. We're tied 7-all. We'll take a quick break. Come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation.
Waukee takes a timeout. We're here at Southeast Polk. Joe Danielson, Ruben Garza here is. It's 7-7. Waukee scored first in the first quarter. A pass from Randall to Eaton, 18 yards. It was 6:19 to play. They went up 7-0. Then Southeast Polk answered at 4:32 here to go in the first half with a 45-yard run by Josiah Cole, the quarterback, on a keeper. And now Mitch Randall comes out, and he's got Zach Eaton back there in the backfield with him. Hands off to Eaton. Eaton looking for room over the left side, and he cuts it up down in for a 1st down. Well, if you want to get the ball to Eaton, just set him up right next to you and hand it off, huh?
Yep, and he'll make a big play with it right there, as we see.
Zach Eaton on the carry around left side.
1st and 10
Tackle by Jet Jorgensen.
at the 36-yard line for Waukee. Clock rolling, 2:16 to play here, first half. Tied 7-all at Southeast Polk. Yehweh back in the backfield, gets it, scoots his way up the left side and gets good yardage there. And so far, this drive playing out just like you want, Joe. Waukee just eating up the clock and slowly moving it down the field.
Yep, no hurry here, under 2 minutes, and right inside the 30-yard line. Still have a full playbook to use.
Second down 3.
Second and 3 at the 30. Low snap, fakes it. Randall keeps it himself and still going. And I don't know if that was an intended keeper. I think maybe that low snap made him have to keep it.
Yep, he had to hold on to the ball and make a little bit of something out of nothing there.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down
Randall on a keeper.
and 2
Taken down by Justin Brindley.
for Waukee.
3rd and 2.
Ball at the Southeast Polk, what is it, 27? Randall under center. Drops back, hands off. Yes, Wade, driving toward the marker. Is he going to get there? We'll see. Hard to tell over there. I think he's going to be just short. It'll be 4th down. Yep, going to be about a yard short.
Sam Yeway off the right side.
And I would say from the way that turf looks slick, Joe, maybe they go for it here, which looks like they're going to do.
Yep, a big 4th and 1 here with under a minute remaining.
Got a full house backfield in there now for Randall. Everybody looking to the sideline. 33 seconds to go. They're running a lot of clock off.
We'll call a timeout and send out the kicking team.
Maybe they are, yep. Maybe they round a little that clock off and bring out Cade Jaden. We'll see here. So 7-7 with 29 seconds to go on the clock. Waukee looking to go into the halftime locker room with the lead, maybe on a field goal, or we'll see. Maybe they'll decide to go for it, but kind of playing out how we thought, Joe. We know two pretty evenly matched teams here, and it's worked out so far that way here in the first half.
Yep, back and forth. Waukee's offense got going early, and the Southeast Polk defense kind of settled down here and has held them to the 1 touchdown. And Cole with the answer on the running play of himself. Their magician's keeper kind of fooling everybody and popping up in the end zone.
Well, let's see what they're going to do. I don't see the kicker coming out. Looks like they're going to keep the offense out there. 4th and 1 at the 27-yard line for Waukee. Mitch Randall takes a low snap, rolls left, looks. Now he'll cut it up and run himself. Gets through for the 1st down. And just barely, but saw some good moves there out of Randall.
Yeah, and kind of wasting all the time off the clock on the previous play is going to come back to hurt him here with still 20 yards to go to the end zone.
1st and 10 at the 25. 20 seconds to play, clock rolling in the first half. Throw to the end zone, going to the corner. Caught! Touchdown, Waukee! Is that Eaton? Or Odell?
I believe it's Odell. A little bit of contact there as he entered the end zone. The Southeast Polk fans wanted pass interference, but the 3 referees in the area didn't have a call.
Looked like he might have. There was a little bit of pushing back and forth there.
So Waukee with that late 2nd quarter touchdown.
12 seconds to go here. Here's the snap. The kick is up and good. And it's 14-7 Waukee. Off the Randall to Odell pass. Makes it 14-7 Waukee over Southeast Polk. And I mean, it wasn't bad coverage, Joe. He had the guy on him. As we said, there was a little bit of pushing back and forth there, and then Odell broke open and caught it and was able then to get across the end line there for the touchdown.
Yep, Odell just a little bit too strong out there in the corner, and Randall was going to him the entire time. He knew he had a big, strong wide receiver out there, and it paid off with the touchdown.
At Southeast Polk, we saw early on there were a lot of open receivers. It seems like their defense has kind of adjusted pretty good back there, haven't
they? Their secondary has got it a little bit more tight-knit, and they're not allowing Waukee to throw it all over him.
So we'll get the kickoff here from Cade Jaden. Waukee up 14-7 over Southeast Polk. Started out to be rainy, but we're clear right now, and the wind has kind of died down too, so the band will be out at halftime. They were wondering if they'd be able to play because of the rain, but it looks like they're lined up in that north end zone and ready to kick it off, and I imagine we might see a bit of a squibber here. And there we go, because they don't want any kind of return, but picked up. And looking for a hole there. They come down. Gavin Williams looking for somewhere to go. And he's going to be pulled down with 3 seconds to go in the first half.
Gavin Williams on the return.
Southeast Polk will take over.
Ball played at the 26-yard line where the Rams take over first down.
And let's see if they maybe take a knee or if they...
Why not throw it up? We saw
Well,
what happened for Waukee last time.
Yeah, but we've also seen an interception, so you never know. We'll see what they have. Looks like they got Williams way back in the safety formation. They're just going to take a knee and wind this clock out. They are here to end the first half. There's the horn, and the teams will head off to the locker room. Waukee 14-7 after scoring here with 12 seconds to go at the end of the first half on the pass play, and they lead heading into the halftime locker room. We'll take a break. We'll come back and talk a little bit about this first half coming up after this on CISN.TV.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Truck Month at Schadenkerk Chevrolet Waukee.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Believes in competition and good sportsmanship.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
The one that had it all, everything to get the work done.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as
Every
possible.
month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Silverado 1500 includes the LTZs and high countries.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit Iowa.
here at halftime at Southeast Polk. Waukee up 14-7 over Southeast Polk. Dar Danielson, Joe Danielson with you. And a little bit of surprise, Joe. The first quarter, a game that got started late because of lightning. Valley leading Dowling 14-0. Now it is still the first quarter, and we know Dowling can wear you down, but of course that's a big rivalry game, and you know, all the cliches throughout the records, whatever, you know, and when you look back on it, Valley's been one of the few teams to beat Dowling in the last in their 5 championship runs. I think they've had 4 losses, and 3 of those may be to Valley, if I'm remembering right off the top of my head. So a little early surprise maybe there over at Drake Stadium. They're playing that ball game.
Yep, and we will keep an eye on that game, and I think have some updates as they go. While we're here, we can take another look at the first half.
Yep, first half for Waukee. They stopped Southeast Polk on downs a couple times. So Waukee scored with 6:19 to play on an 18-yard pass from Randall to Eaton, and it made the extra point, made it 7-0. Then little back and forth until deep into the second quarter. 4:32 to go. A beautiful fake by Cole, the quarterback, Josiah Cole for Southeast Polk. He made a fake to Williams and then took it over the right side and just outraced everybody to the end zone. 45-yard touchdown run with 4:32 to play in the first half, and that made it 7-7. Then Waukee came back the other way, went for it on 4th down, got it. Looked like they were a little time problem there, Joe. The clock was winding down, but then Randall rolled out and threw to the end zone. A little hand fighting down there, but Sam Odell, the 6'3 junior, the big target, he came up with the pass, caught it. The extra point was good, and that's where we stand at 14-7. So really kind of shaking off some early issues. I know with the rain, the water, some of those first punts were kind of ugly with the snaps low and the kicks, and I think field conditions probably a little bit to play in that. But both these teams have kind of adjusted pretty well as we've gone on in this first half, haven't they?
Yep, it's kind of been a punch, counter-punch type of game so far here, with Southeast Polk's defense kind of giving up that first touchdown and then responding well, holding Mitch Randall with a few running yards, not letting him get out of the pocket. And you see Waukee's defense started real strong, holding Southeast Polk to very few rushing yards, not letting them get out on the corner. Devin Williams
held them on downs like the first 2-3 possessions, I think it was, maybe.
Yep, and they did a good job holding Gavin Williams down early, and Williams was able to break out in that second quarter for a few long runs. Also with Josiah Cole, that long 45-yard touchdown run. So both teams have played well on defense, and they've just both given up the big play.
And I think we're seeing out of both these quarterbacks, Cole the senior and Randall the junior, that work they do with either handing it off, keeping it, or rolling or passing, that really keeps the defense. We've seen them kind of get that down and keeps them off balance. On Randall, a couple times fakes it, rolls out, throws the pass, and then of course Cole on the big one where it looked like he put it right in the belly of Gavin Williams, but no, he kept it and ran down the right side, snuck through and got by everybody. So we're seeing some good display of ball handling here by these two quarterbacks, aren't we?
Yep, a nice pass catching from Zach Eaton and Sam Odell. That's a consistent threat for Waukee, their offense. For Southeast Polk, a little bit of more short passing game. Nothing real downfield, nothing too far downfield for Josiah Cole. And he's done it on his feet so far tonight.
Another score we have here, Ankeny Centennial over Urbandale, 21-0 in the second quarter. We told you about the Valley leading Dowling 14-0. That was still in the first quarter when we saw that. So let's go inside the locker room. Scott Carlson on the road here. He's got to feel good about the way they finished that first half, and looked like maybe the clock was going to run out on them, but they really got things together and were able to score.
Yep, a nice 2-minute drill, and they executed it well. For both coaches, I think it's kind of come back out here and play their game, because both teams have really gotten going. their strategy. They've stuck with what they know, and it's worked so far.
Waukee deferred, so they'll get the ball to start the second half. But Coach Milinovic, he's, like you said, he's got to be happy. Just a few mistakes. They had the one turnover, the interception there that by Southeast Polk through that kind of hurt him. But otherwise, his team, they got to be pleased. The defense, we talked about it early. Southeast Polk looked a little lost in that secondary early on, left receivers wide open, but they seem to have picked that up defensively too, and are a little better coverage.
Yeah, both Waukee and Southeast Polk's defense have responded well, and that's why it's a low-scoring 14-7 game here at the half.
It's military night here tonight. You see the Southeast Polk High School Marching Band out there. They're doing a medley of Earth, Wind, and Fire, I believe it is, tonight. And thankfully the wind has died down, and we haven't seen any lightning or fire either. I see, we got here before the game. People had their umbrellas out, and it started raining, and then so a couple of those umbrellas, the wind was so hard it kind of inverted them and blew them up.
Yep, and we thought that wind and rain were going to be a huge factor, but luckily, to our delight and the fans here, everything is dried off, and it's a nice summer night.
Maybe a little humid here in the booth, and if you're wondering, our shot is a little tight tonight because we've had to move in not knowing what the rain or weather was going to be like, so we don't. Sometimes our shot of the field isn't quite as right as we like, but that's because of the weather and not wanting to have the camera out in the rain so much. We had to move in a little bit here. So we are at halftime. It's 14-7 Waukee over Southeast Polk. We're going to take another break here. We'll do that. We'll come back with more high school football on CISN.tv.
It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years. Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years.
Go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
There's no doubt about it. Saving feels great. At Mid-American Energy, we love saving too. Saving the environment by supporting tree planting, which improves air quality. Saving money by investing in wind energy, which keeps rates low. And saving you energy by providing tips to help make your home more energy efficient. Which means you can take those savings and put your energy into having fun. Saving definitely feels great. So does being obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes.
At Mid-American
However,
Energy,
high-intensity
we love
workouts
saving
come with the
too.
risk of
Saving
injury.
the environment
If
by
you or your
supporting
child
tree
has sustained a
planting,
sports
which improves
injury,
air quality.
Select Physical
Saving
Therapy
money by
in conjunction
investing
with
in
Iowa
wind energy,
Ortho
which
are here
keeps
to
rates
help
low.
with 2
And saving you
convenient walking
energy by
locations.
providing tips to help make your home more energy efficient.
You'll be put
Which
directly
means you
into
can
the
take
hands
those
of
savings
experts
and
who
put
will
your
evaluate
energy
and treat
into having
sports-related
fun. Saving definitely
Call us
feels
today for
great.
an evaluation.
So does being obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The value
There's
of
no doubt
staying
about
active
it.
cannot be overlooked
Saving
in our
feels
lives
great.
or our young athletes.
At Mid-American
However,
Energy,
high-intensity
we love
workouts
saving
come with the
too.
risk of
Saving
injury.
the environment
If
by
you or your
supporting
child
tree
has sustained
planting,
a
which
sports
improves
injury,
air quality.
Select Physical
Saving money
Therapy
by
in
investing
conjunction
in
with
wind
Iowa
energy,
Ortho
which
are here
keeps
to
rates
help
low.
with 2
And saving you
convenient
energy
walking
by
locations.
providing tips.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation.
Radiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health. Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Here at halftime, the Southeast Polk Marching Rams out there on the field. Bart Danielson along with Joe Danielson. Waukee 14-7 over Southeast Polk at the half, and we're talking, Joe, about how big this game is. I know it's just the second game of the season, but both these teams will take a road trip to the east next week as Waukee goes to Cedar Rapids Prairie, and Southeast Polk will go to Iowa City West. So a couple long road trips to the east for them, and a couple of tough teams they'll be facing there as they go on the road. So, you know, and again, we talked about it this year. If you don't, you know, we're not into district play, but all these games count. If you don't win that district and you still want to get into the playoffs, then they, you know, they give you a ranking based on who you played and how you did in those other games.
Yep, and you talked about a long hour-plus bus ride. Taking that bus ride with at least one win is a little bit better than 0-2.
About 2 to Cedar Rapids, unless you're driving, then it's a little under 2 hours, right? Or
yeah, about an hour and a half.
No, not quite that fast, but anyway, so these two teams, and then we'll talk about Waukee. They schedule, they go at Prairie, then they're back home at they take on Valley there, so several big games to open it up. Iowa City West, Southeast Polk goes to Iowa City West, then they're back and take on Des Moines East and Fort Dodge in their next 2 home games before facing Centennial, Sioux City West, Marshalltown, and Roosevelt as they get on into district play. And interesting tonight is we're seeing both these offenses, a lot of people getting involved, not only Yehweh running back there and Gavin Williams, but also the receivers, Odell and Zach Eaton, and maybe not quite as much passing from Southeast Polk at this point, but we've seen Jackson Snyder catch a couple, and so they are varied offenses, aren't they? They have a lot of weapons, it seems like.
Yep, Waukee has really shown that too. Yehweh didn't get a whole lot of action last week. He didn't get a whole lot going last week with Dowling really shutting down that corner run. But when Yehweh gets to that corner, he turns on the speed, and we've seen Odell and Zach Eaton also with a couple of good routes and nice catches for Southeast Polk. As you said, Cole and Williams.
Yeah, we know Gavin Williams is a workhorse back for them, but he also last week didn't get a lot of room to go, and then he got injured there, I know, in that ball game. So, really some things happening here. Both defenses have kind of settled in a little bit, too, in this ball game.
Yep, as they went through that first quarter, they both kind of settled down in the second quarter, and it was a little bit more competitive.
So Waukee, they deferred. They'll come out and get the ball right away, and obviously Southeast Polk, you want to get a stop on defense, turn it over, then try to get this back up even. If you're Waukee, you'd like to come out, take it down the field, get a good drive, and go up 2 scores here and really put the pressure on Southeast Polk.
Yep, Waukee's looking to replicate that last drive where they got into the 20 and scored with a nice touchdown pass.
And they have, talking about Sam Odell, 6'3", Zach Eaton. Odell's just a junior receiver, and then Zach Eaton, the senior veteran, he's 6 foot 180, and then they got Espelin. I heard a lot of him tonight. He's been one of their keys too here, so we'll see what happens as the band plays the school song as you see them marching by in front of us here. And that takes a little practice to be able to play. Move to the side as we go here, and Southeast Polk coming on out. And I think the big thing we had the game delayed over there at Drake Stadium for the Lightning, and then I know they started that Johnston game at 6. One of the worries was the rain, and we've seen already here in central Iowa what can happen with those big rains, and then we saw what happened over at Kinnick Stadium with the heavy rains there that got onto the turf and bubbled that up. Now they'll be okay for the game tomorrow, but we just had that bout of rain and lightning, and that you don't want to mess around with that kind of stuff.
Yep, and luckily out here the skies have gone perfectly clear, and the turf, we haven't had much trouble with the turf since the first quarter there.
I don't know if they're clear. It just looks that way with the lights, but it isn't raining anyway.
Well, we have no wind and clear skies.
I guess behind us are a little few. But you're right. It's fairly not too bad here. As you look, we can look behind us, the press box, and it's kind of clearing off. So hopefully we'll get this game in tonight here and not have to worry about it. So the team's coming out, warming up. We're going to take one final halftime break here. And we'll come back and get started with the second half kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit IowaRadiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Well, the team's coming out warming up here as we get ready for the second half. Waukee will get the kickoff. They deferred and kicked off to Southeast Polk to start the ball game. Joe Danielson, Ruben Garza here at Southeast Polk. And warming up the final warm-ups as we get ready for it. And we did see a little bit of the issues. Seemed like wet, hard to get a grip on the ball, but it seems like that has gotten a little better here as we've gone on in the ball game too. And both these teams looking for their first win. Waukee falling to Dowling in the opener, and that game wasn't really close as Dowling came out right away and took control of that one, Joe.
Yep, it took Waukee a little while, a couple quarters to get started and on the board, and by that time Dowling had already reached 35 points.
And Southeast Polk was right with Valley at halftime. Valley came out and returned the kickoff for a touchdown and then kind of took control after that in the second half. So we'll see what happens here as we get ready for the second half kickoff. And those Southeast Polk uniforms look a lot like the Hawkeye uniforms, don't they?
Yep.
And you hear the band as they see them over there performing. They were on standby too, not knowing if that rain was going to keep them off the field, but fortunately for them, they were able to get out there and play with the rain holding off. And we're just about ready to kick it off here to start the second half. And big half of football for these two, is one of them is going to go to 0-2 at the end of the night, and the other is going to be even at 1-1. And while 0-2 isn't mean you're not going to make the playoffs, but it puts you in that hole and something you don't want to see.
Yep, it's a bad start, and it limits your total win. Your total wins at the end of the year. Obviously, starting 0-2, you can only hope to go 7-2 at the best.
And here we go. Sunvold will come out to do the kicking for Southeast Polk. We'll get Aaron Smith dropping back there along with Martinez. And we're about ready to get underway here. And here's the kick coming high and long into the end zone for a touchback. And Waukee will take over. First and 10 at the 20. So Mitch Randall will come out with that line. Carter Boyd, Nathan Brush, Mason Hale, Kyler Medhurst, and Evan Gray. The front line for him. He sends the slot kind of in motion across the formation, hands off to Yesway, looking for room and gets stacked up over there by that defensive line of Southeast Polk. Tanner Van Elsen, Darius Taylor, Ethan Butcher, and Bo Ira in there, and they give him a yard, and that's it.
First hit by Eli Reed. Gain of a yard, second down 9.
Second and 9. The 21. They'll send trips to this side for Mitch Randall. He hands it off. Yeway looking to get a block there, trying to turn the corner, gives a stiff arm, but is pulled down from behind in good pursuit there. Was that Van Elsen?
Yep, Tanner Van Elsen, the senior.
And stops him for no gain. So
by Tanner Van Elsen.
Third. Well, maybe they're going to say he lost a yard. Third and 10. Back at the 20. So here's exactly what Southeast Polk wanted. Get him in a third and long here to start the third quarter. Randall fakes it. Now takes it himself right up the middle. Spins around. Spins through. Going to get up to the 25. Piles trying to push him ahead, but he's going to be short of the first down by at least 3 yards. So Randall gets, we'll call it 7, brings up 4th down and 3.
Zach Strickland.
And
exactly what Southeast Polk wanted, Joe. They forced the punt.
Yep, a strong start for the defense. So they're looking to get Cole back in the game. He's warming up on the sideline.
Alex Walsh back to punt it.
Dylan Travis.
Here's the punt. Dylan Travis calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 44.
Flag on the play.
And there's a flag now. And it's against Southeast Polk. And that's going to give him a first down, I believe.
Penalty for running into the kicker.
Running into the kicker. Okay, 5-yard running into kicker. So that's a big penalty.
Yeah, that's huge for the defense that just held him to the 3 and out. Now they got to go back out there for Randall on the first down.
So that 5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 10 up at the 32 for Waukee. So they keep the drive alive on the penalty. Here's Mitch Randall. Swings it out there. Caught up to the 40, 50, 45, 40, and pulled down. I think that's Zach Gaines. Or no, that would be Jalen Martinez, I think.
Mitch Randall's pass complete to Zach Eaton.
Or was that Eaton? Okay.
Yep, we saw Eaton's speed there on the corner.
I couldn't tell what the number was. If it was 18, 14, or 19, and it was 18. I guess wrong all three, so 1st and 10. And Randall keeps it himself, but he's going to get pulled down for no gain, maybe a loss of a yard there.
Mitch Randall keeps it up the middle. First hit by Tanner Van Elsen.
Van Elsen in there.
Pushed out by Darius Taylor.
So brings up second and 11.
Loss of a yard. Second down, 11.
At the 37. Randall looks, fakes, now wings it out there to Eaton. Eaton cuts back inside, slips a tackle and slides down. Picks up a few there. A lot of work, but didn't get many yards out of it. Maybe 5, I
Couldn't
guess.
quite break through there. Like last play where Eaton got up the sideline.
Tackled by Carter Olsen. 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6 at the 32 for Waukee. Randall rolls left. Now lobs it over there and misread it. The receiver cut inside. He threw it out.
Yep, but he put enough on it that the ball sailed out of bounds where nobody could get it, which is a pretty smart play from him.
So it looked like they were going that flag route to the flag there, but the receiver ran a post coming inside, and they'll bring up 4th down. And we'll see if they're going to keep the offense on there. Looks like they are. 4th and 6 at the 32 here. And the offense will stay in for Waukee. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Eaton comes in motion, now goes back outside. Heavy pressure on Randall, and he's going to be pulled down behind the line of scrimmage.
We have a flag over here on the far side of the field.
Let's see what that is.
Thinking it might be offsides.
Randall on the keeper, tackled by Eli Reed.
Eli Reed got a real fast jump.
We'll see if that is a penalty. That'll help out Waukee again. Big penalty on running into the kicker. Kept the drive alive after they stopped him, and now waiting for the signal here. And now they're coming over to talk it over. Well, illegal procedure on Waukee, so they'll decline that one. And
illegal procedure.
Take over.
Ball dead before the snap. 4th down.
Or no, before. Okay, they're calling now that before the snap, so that'll move it back to 4th and 11 at the 37.
Tyler LeClaire.
There's the snap. Kick is going toward the right side and caught down there. Centennial now leading Urbandale 28-0 in the 4th quarter, on the verge of scoring again.
Polk takes over.
And Southeast Polk will take over.
8-yard line. 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 8. So they got the stop eventually, Joe, but not quite as good a field position after that running into the kicker. There's a handoff on the inside to the receiver coming through there. Was Jackson Snyder. And ball was loose, but the officials say no, it was, player was down first.
Jackson Snyder on the carry. Gain of 9.
Pickup of 9.
Tackled by Trey Hardy.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 1 at the 17. And have a Southeast Polk player down. And (14-6) now. Valley and Dowling at the half. Fort Dodge over Ames 35-17. There. Indianola over Hoover 37-0. Some of the other scores we have. Lincoln over Roosevelt 7-0 at the half. And we said that Valley Dowling was 14-6 Valley. So getting up is Scott Bell for Southeast Polk. So it'll be 2nd and 1 at the 17 for Southeast Polk.
The Rams are looking to get out of their own red zone here and get back into Waukee territory.
And get out of the Waukee red zone.
They want to get into Waukee.
Waukee, their red zone is down here. Waukee's is down there. Yeah,
they want to get into Waukee's territory.
Right. But out of the Waukee red zone. Outside their own, out of the shadow of their own goalpost is what we're saying. Handoff there to Williams, and he plows ahead. It looks like he got the first down. And he did. He'll get 2 there. First and 10 at the 19.
First down, Rams.
For Southeast Polk. Trailing 14-7 here. 7:40 to play in the third quarter. Their first possession after holding Waukee on Waukee's first possession. And there's a handoff inside to Williams. He's looking for room over that left side and finally gets stacked up in there and taken down by Trey Hardy.
Tackled by Nicholas Barretto. Gain of 3, 2nd down, 7.
2nd and 7, a pickup of 3 to the 21. Josiah Cole sends 3 to the right. Fakes it, now takes it up the middle himself, but they plugged that hole up pretty quickly there in the middle. It didn't leave him any room, Joe.
Yep. Both of the interior defenses have really held up well here in the second quarter on into the second half.
And you got to think they're looking at him a little more after that touchdown run where he kind of did that fake and then took it up the middle, and that time they hold him. So 3rd and 7 at the 21 for Southeast Polk. Rolling to his right, looking, throws out there, has a man, a nice catch. Nope, and he says he's out of bounds. The official on the far sideline said he had 2 feet out. That was Dylan Travis. Brought it in, tried to get the feet down, but the official made that sweeping motion and said no, he's out, and there's a flag down. And if this is against Southeast Polk, I'm assuming they'll decline that. Yep, holding. And they will decline it. That'll bring up 4th down.
4th down.
4th and 7. At the 21, so they'll bring on the punt team for Southeast Polk.
This is when field position starts to become more important here, when Waukee is threatening to go up with 2 scores if they can get it in the end zone.
Antoine Watson back deep to receive for Waukee. Good snap and a little pressure though still. This one's going to bounce at about the 50, take a big, huge Southeast Polk roll, and going to roll all the way down to about the 26-yard line. So a 52-yard punt by Southeast Polk, and Waukee will take over 1st and 10. I'll mark it at the 26 with 5:55 to play here in the third quarter. Waukee leading 14-7 against Southeast Polk. Mitch Randall brings him back out. And Zach Eaton, I think. Is that Zach Eaton in the backfield there? Getting the handoff? Yes, it is. So Zach Eaton
Zach Eaton carries off the left side.
Carrying it from the backfield. They'll play receiver, and now he's lined up in the backfield. Yes, Yehweh not in there.
Second down, 7.
And picks up 3. 2nd and 7. At the 29. Hand off inside again. Eaton looks for room. Tried to get it outside and dives ahead. He may be close to the first down.
Yep, but he's a nice patient runner. Not only a pass catcher, but if you put the ball in his hands out of the backfield, he can make something happen also.
And he got the first down there. Pick up a 3. 1st and 10 at the
36-yard line.
36 for Waukee.
First down.
Here comes play number 4 of the drive. Hand off to Eaton. This time he's knocked down in the backfield.
Zach Eaton on the carry.
And Jacob Robillard.
In there by Jacob Robillard.
Jacob
Loss of 5.
Robillard, one of those
Second and
defensive
15.
backs, comes in, knocks it down, loses 5. 2nd and 15. Back to pass. Looking up the left sideline, and just behind the receiver Odell. And he was looking for a little interference, but that ball not thrown in a good spot, Joe.
Yep, Waukee's coach is also looking for the interference call there, just didn't get it.
I think if that ball had come a little farther inside where he had a chance to get a hand on it, but there was really no chance for him to get anything on that ball. If it was, it might have been, might have been able to say something about interference, but not that time. Handoff and up the middle, and the ball pops out. And who has it? They'll say Waukee keeps it.
And is that the first fumble Waukee's put on the ground here tonight? Southeast Polk had a couple.
Yeah. And
Fumble recovered by Waukee. Brings up 4th
Waukee
down.
recovers their own fumble, but it'll be 4th down, so they didn't fool anybody on the run play that time. 4th and 15 on the 30. Travis back and Schneider back, deep to receive for Southeast Polk, and Jeff Jorgensen comes in late. Good deep punt this time. Bounces and takes a good Waukee bounce out of bounds. So,
yeah, nice hang time on that punt.
Go down to the 34. That's a 46-yard punt.
Goes out of bounds at the Ram 24-yard line where Southeast Polk takes over. First
So
down.
Southeast Polk takes over 1st and 10 at the 24.
That's when plays like that they don't show up on the scoreboard real bright, but it's a big momentum shift when you can
shifts the field a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah.
Shift 40 to 50 yards down the field and give your defense a whole lot to work with.
And Southeast Polk here in the second half has been playing down there on their own side of the field, trying to move it up here, and they take over with 3:38, to play here in the 3rd, and keep it and run it up inside is Josiah Cole on the keeper that time.
Tackled by Trey Hardy and Mason.
Trey Hardy on the stop, a big pickup there.
Second down, 2.
8 by Cole. And again, Cole, that keeps him honest defensively too.
Yep, and they're looking for nothing too big downfield and through the air, but yeah, if Cole can keep running like that, he can open up a passing play.
Trips to the right. Fakes it, keeps it himself. Cole right up the middle, up to the 40, just across the 40-yard line for a first down for Southeast Polk.
Josiah Cole, keeper up the middle. Brings it to the 41.
1st and 10 at the 41. Trey Hardy in on the stop. First down, Southeast Polk. Under 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. They trail 14-7, trying to get this ball game tied up. Send Snyder and Wagner wide to the left here. 2 backs in there as Cole comes up under center. Fakes the handoff, rolls, looks out there, throws it out, and there's a collision between the two players, and no flag comes in. I think you're going to say they just both got tangled up and went down.
Yep, I'm not sure if that was a catchable pass. A little bit high, but again, you'd usually see a flag there even if it was incidental.
So 2nd and 10 at the 41. Stops the clock with 2:35 to play, third quarter. Southeast Polk has not pushed into Waukee territory, I don't think. Have they here yet so far in the third quarter?
Nope, the ball's between the 45 and their 20 this whole third quarter.
Handoff to Williams. Williams up the left side, takes a good hard hit, but plows ahead there, and that was Trey Hardy again.
Yep, Trey Hardy's been big for this Waukee Warriors defense. We've called his name quite a few times tonight.
Linebacker. Pick up of 5, 3rd and 5 at the 45 for Southeast Polk. Big third down for the Rams. Somebody's got a big Ram horns over here, Joe, in the stands that they hold up. There's the snap. Looks like a screen out there and almost, that hit the lineman. Is Caleb Paulus.
If he would have had his eyes up, of course the linemen are trying to.
Gabe Hassman for Southeast Polk, they were battling each other and the ball came down. Almost if it hits Hassman, you'd think it was illegal touching by the lineman. But it ends up being incomplete for 4th down.
Well, Paulus was down in the trenches still. He wasn't used to having a pass being up over his head and the potential to maybe get an interception.
There's a flag down as the nice high kick. And taken, fumbled, and then he'll drop down on it at the 10, but there's a flag up here at the line of scrimmage, and we'll see what that is.
Return, recovered by Waukee. There's a flag on the play.
That came out right at the snap. So, let's see what the call is on that one. And the referee looking toward Waukee. Motion on Southeast Polk.
Procedure against Southeast Polk, 5 yards.
So that's 5 yards. So they're going to take that because that punt was a good punt and he dropped it and didn't get any return. So they'll move him back 5. They get it 4th and 11.
There's another special teams play on the punt team that could come back to bite them.
So another chance for the punt. He got off a good one last time. High snap, takes it. Another good high punt. Bounces at the 28. Picked up this time. And he'll get, so you get the 5-yard difference in the penalty, Joe, on that one.
Yep, got it back
field
with
position.
5 Southeast Polk Rams surrounding him and closing in for the tackle.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 15 for Waukee.
Ball at the 15-yard line, first down Waukee.
With 1:26 to play in the third. And nothing too fancy here in the shadow of your own end zone. You just want to kind of work the ball out, work a little clock off with that touchdown lead. Here's Mitch Randall. Yehweh back in there, gives it to Yehweh, and he's pushing ahead. The pile still moving ahead, and up to across the 20.
And that run there has kind of been the epitome of this third quarter.
It's been
tough running, kind of push back.
Yeah, kind of a punching in the trenches, isn't it? Yeah. So pick up of 6. 2nd and 4 at the 21 for Waukee. And the clock under a minute now to play here in the third quarter. Waukee leading against Southeast Polk. Hand off inside Yehweh again, and he stumbles forward and going to be short of the first down, gets about a yard.
And Yehweh tripped up.
So that'll bring up around a 3rd and 2
Gain of a yard.
for Waukee at the 22.
Looks like they'll get one more play off here with 23 seconds left in the third quarter.
You know, 2-second differential between the play clock and the game clock. Randall takes a low snap, takes it himself, going to go around the corner, gets the first down, breaks through 35 to the 36-yard line, and there's that running. We haven't seen much of that out of Randall so far tonight.
Yep, and the nice moves to break through that secondary of the Rams and move the ball up close to the midfield where both teams have been struggling to get it there in this third quarter.
They've kind of bogged down when they get out around midfield, haven't they? And that'll be the last play as the clock will run down here to end the third quarter. Waukee will have 1st and 10 at the 36, leading 14-7 when we go to the fourth quarter after this on CISN.TV.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
We go to the fourth quarter here at Southeast Polk. The Rams trying to get the ball back from Waukee as Waukee leads 14-0 after a score with 12 seconds to go right before the half that gave them the lead here. And it's 41-0 Centennial handling Urbandale there in the fourth quarter. Last we saw it was 14-6 Valley leading Dowling. And now it'll be 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line for Waukee. They're in white on your screen. Southeast Polk in the black. And there's a fake. Randall keeps it himself over the right side and now up to the 40. So Randall's seeing something now, Joe, where he's keeping the ball.
Yep, no longer going through the air. He's keeping it on the ground. Maybe looking to run some more clock off here in this fourth quarter. It's early on still, but with that lead, Waukee has a chance to play conservative.
Here's Waukee with it now. And that is the final now, the Centennial over Urbandale, and Randall keeping himself and just kind of moving his way up through between those big linemen and takes it, and that does two things. It keeps the clock moving, plus you don't have a handoff or you risk a turnover. Randall keeps it and it just keeps the clock burning down, and it'll make it 3rd down and 2 at the 44. Randall this time hands off to Yehweh. He breaks out of the tackle in the backfield, turns the corner, and he'll be close to a 1st down as Yehweh does that all on himself. Looked like he was stopped in the backfield, and he'll get the 1st down. So nice piece of running by Yehweh.
Yep, and that's again finding that corner. If you can get the Yehweh's speed and the combination of finding the corner, he can turn it upfield for a lot of yards.
Moves it up to the 46. Waukee took over with 1:26 to play in the third quarter. We're now into the fourth quarter. They lead 14-7. Randall rolling right, looking upfield. Throws it high over the head of his intended receiver out there, Zach Eaton. And that'll go incomplete. And Southeast Polk doesn't mind that because it stops the clock, although there's still a lot of time here. 10:33 to play, so.
Yep, but Southeast Polk defense doesn't want to get lulled into another long drive from Waukee.
No. Tight bunch formation to the right for Waukee. And Randall will run in behind the right side, turns it up, gets free, up across the 40, 35, 30, still going, and knocked out of bounds to the far side about the 20-yard line, 19-yard line. And man, it looked like every time he'd slow down and then take off, and just another good piece of patient running there.
Yep, that's why they got to wrap up and tackle for the Waukee. Randall with some nice moves, bouncing off defenders left and right.
19.
And we have an injury down for Waukee. Can't get a number here. It's on the other side of the field.
That was a pickup at 27 by Randall.
Randall is on the field up. We're trying to see who the injury is. It might be Yehweh down there.
we'll see. While they're tending to him, let's do this. Why don't we just take a break? We'll do that and be back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Plus up to $10,000 off select new 18 Ford F-150 XLTs. 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 on select new 18 Edge, Escape, and Explorers. You get all of the rebates, incentives, and discounts plus more for your trade. 0% for 60 months plus up to $10,000 off select new F-150s won't last. Only at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Here at Southeast Polk, we've got 10:21 to play. Big run by Waukee takes it down to the 19. Will be 1st and 10 at the 19 for the Warriors. They're leading here 14-7. Southeast Polk, Joe, really needs to hold them out of the end zone here as you go up 2 scores. And a lot of time left, but they've had trouble here in the second half getting the offense beyond the 50.
Yeah, both defenses have been tough so far in the second half. This is the first time either team has made it into the respective red zone. Waukee here on the doorstep looking to go up 14.
So bunch receivers to each side. Randall keeps it himself, spun around and down behind the line of scrimmage. And
Tanner Van Nelson, that star for the Southeast Polk Rams defense, breaks through and gets the sack.
Loss of 5, 2nd and 15, back to the 24-yard line. And Waukee taking their time here. Now Randall gets him set. He's got Zach Eaton there in the backfield with him. 2 receivers left. Hands it off to Eaton. He plows into the middle of the pile. Nothing doing there.
It's interesting they're having Eaton run up the middle. We've seen him do a little bit better throwing the ball to him in space, or we've seen that burst speed down the sideline.
Yeah, trying to get out to the corner.
3rd and 14.
But also shows the versatility here as it gives Yehweh a break and Eaton comes in. So brings up 3rd down and 14 at the 23. We got Reese Cooper up back in there. And dropping back quickly. Randall looking, lobs it toward the end zone and too high.
Yep.
And there's a flag down.
A late flag. We're going to look and see if Eaton can make the catch. I think they're going to go with defensive pass interference.
And flag in the end zone. Eaton was down there, double team. Pass was high, but officials coming out, and you hear the Southeast Polk fans down here in front of us booing, thinking that the call is going to go against them. We'll see. Unless Eaton pushed off, it might go that way. And did he pick up the flag? Nope, pass interference. And interference against Southeast Polk. Automatic first down there.
It's an interesting call that Southeast Polk fans, to their dismay, Waukee scored a touchdown earlier on a similar.
No, it won't be automatic first down. It'll be 10 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 3. The ball moved up to the 12 for Waukee. Randall rolling, looking, throwing to the end zone. Touchdown! Sliding grab. Is that Eaton?
I think that's Zach Eaton again going down and getting dirty to catch another touchdown pass.
So,
Jalen Martinez.
Oh, Martinez, okay. Hard to see those numbers on that corner here.
So you see Randall spreading the ball around. That's got to be the 5th or 6th different receiver with a catch.
12-yard TD pass. And Jaden on for the extra point. And it's up and good, 21-7.
Remaining in the contest,
here in the fourth quarter with 8:50 to play. 21-7. Take a break and back with the kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation.
So back here at Southeast Polk, the 12-yard touchdown pass, Randall to Martinez. Makes it 21-7 with 8:50 to play here. The big play, Joe, is that interference down there in the end zone.
Again, that's been the story of the game for Southeast Polk so far. Penalties and errors have really affected this game.
Yeah, they had a running into the kicker earlier. It didn't end up, Waukee didn't score, but it ended up, they would have had the ball in really good field position, and they flipped it, and they ended up getting it down inside their own 20 after the penalty. Now here's the kickoff. Taken at the 9. Up ahead, spins through all the way up to the 32-yard line. On the return is Mason Fairchild. So gets a 21-yard return. So this is a big down here, big series, Joe, for Southeast Polk, trailing now 21-7.
Yep, and points have been kind of hard to come by for their offense. They're going to need to get a big gain here and take it in and score quick.
1st and 10 at the 31. And Cole, quarterback in there now for Southeast Polk. Quick pass outside to Jackson Snyder. And quick out, he gets out of bounds, stops the clock, and picks up.
He didn't get out of bounds on that one.
Okay.
He was fighting for it. He had 2 Warrior defenders all over him.
But now they'll stop the clock for a
2nd and 2.
I don't know what they're stopping it for here. As the referee's coming over.
Well, maybe he did make it out of bounds, I guess, after that. A little bit of clock run off there.
Well, they stopped the clock now at 8:25. Okay. I don't know what they're doing.
Bit of confusion out there.
Okay, they reset the clock. Okay, I think they said it stopped. The clock kept running, so they moved it back to 8:33. Fake the inside handoff. Cole keeps it and is ripped back.
He's gang tackled in the backfield by about 6 Waukee Warriors.
And was it
Cole Roundahl? He led the charge initially.
So
3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 at the 39 for Southeast Polk. They need to keep possession here and get a couple scores to tie this up. They're trailing 21-7 here with now under 8 minutes to play, just under 8 minutes to play in the ball game. Dylan Travis comes out wide to the right side. Send in motion across the formation. Handoff. Williams. Man, almost busted that, but he got tripped up.
Zach Eaton. Yep, making a play on the opposite side of the ball. We've seen that with a couple Warriors tonight with Sam Yeway and Zach Eaton now with the shoestring tackle to stop what could have been a long pickup from Williams.
Ends up being a 10-yard pickup up to the 49. 1st and 10 at the 49 as Williams looking like he was about headed outside, but Eaton came in and tackled him. Trips to the left now for Cole. Throws it into the inside man. He breaks one tackle and then it gets spun around and taken down, Jay Combs. And there's a flag. Down, that'll stop the clock.
We've seen Southeast Polk go into the air a little bit more. Nothing downfield still.
Yeah, just those short passes. And now we'll see what this penalty is. Well, he picked up about 6 yards. personal foul on Waukee, and that's what you don't want to see. You tack on 15, Joe, to a 6-yard pickup, and now they're inside the 40 down there.
7 minutes remaining is plenty of time for Waukee to get a score, a stop, and then look to drive down for the tying possession.
Moves it all the way down to the 31 with 7:18 to play. They'll roll the clock now. Here comes Southeast Polk trying to cut this deficit. Williams takes it right side, and I don't know. I'd like to see him kick a shot to the end zone. You here at this point?
Yep, you'd think they would go a little bit vertical passing game. It's like they're spreading it out. They're trying to use some of that momentum they've got.
2nd and 6. The 27. Bacon, and Cole will keep it. Rolling to his left. He's going to go and smartly gets out of bounds and gets the first down. So that's smart too. If you can't, if you're running and then you can get out of bounds and stop that clock too.
Yep, and Cole has been very deceptive with that handoff play. Very, very skilled at disguising the handoff and keeping it for himself. We saw that on their only touchdown.
Yeah, his 45-yard run there. That got them on the board. So 6:46 to go. Clock stopped. 1st and 10, ball on the 21 for Southeast Polk, as they look to cut this deficit from 21-7. Slot motion, handoff to Williams, right up the gut, and drives ahead, gets down to the 16-yard line. And you can hear the Southeast Polk fans' urgency here now. Let's go, let's keep it going. I mean,
they're still
maybe a run to Williams a little bit now and then, because you never know when he's going to break it, but they can't take a lot of time here, as it's down just over 6.5 to play, or under 6.5. Handoff, or fake handoff, rolling out, throwing toward the end zone, caught out there by Dylan Travis.
And Eaton with the stop again. Travis, the tight end, or the big wide receiver with the body of a tight end.
1st and goal at the 7 for Southeast Polk. Clock rolling now, hitting the 6-minute mark. Here's Cole. Keeps it, and he is snowed under. And
Cole dropped in the backfield by
Caleb Paulus didn't fool him at all on the defensive line there.
Caleb Paulus and Trey Hardy for the Warrior defense have come up big tonight.
So lose 3, makes it 2nd and goal at the 10 for Southeast Polk. Trailing 21-7. Oh, almost a bad snap, and they go that inside handoff, and Waukee's right there to stop Jake Holmes. And Southeast Polk going the wrong way here, Joe.
Yep, Nick Barretto got in behind, sealed the corner off, and made a nice tackle.
They had 1st and goal at the 7. They've lost 6 yards. It's 3rd. I'll make that
6 yards.
7 yards. 3rd and goal at the 14 now for Southeast Polk.
And almost done 1 and 2 minutes off the clock.
Rolling now under pressure, lobs it to the corner. Did he get in? No. Did not get it.
Couldn't come down with the ball. The ball hit the ground as his hands hit it. He was reaching out. And incomplete.
And we're kind of cut off in that corner a little bit here.
Jake Holmes stretching out there, just couldn't get all the way under it.
So 4th down, and you got to go for it at this point in the ball game. 4th and 14, and you got to go to the end zone here. So we'll see what happens. We'll send 2 receivers to the right, 1 wide to the left for Josiah Cole. Drops straight back, looking, under pressure. Gets some time, fires it, touchdown! Southeast Polk.
Dylan Travis.
Yep, 14-yard touchdown pass on 4th and 14.
Keeping the Rams' hopes alive here as he finally find the end zone after going backwards 7 yards.
So with 4:43 to play, Big extra point coming up. And Sundvold will come out to kick it. Snap. And in there. Dove at it.
Nick Barretto made a great effort to get in the backfield.
But it's 21-14. We got a one-score ball game. 4:43 to play here in the fourth quarter. Southeast Polk coming back against Waukee off the 14-yard pass from Isaiah Cole to Dylan Travis, and it's 21-14. Waukee with the kick coming, and I think with 4:43, you kind of got to kick it deep here, Joe, don't you? I think unless you have a really good onside kick play.
The defense is going to have to hold, and it's still Valley 14, Dowling Catholic 6 in the third quarter.
Third quarter there. A big battle between those two teams in that rivalry. So, you know, Waukee, they probably talked about it. Be looking if that's an onside or short kick here. Be ready for it, the possibility of that. As Logan Sundvold will tee it up, the junior, to kick it off. With Southeast Polk now trailing by a touchdown. And here's the squibber. And he goes down to a knee, but that really doesn't hurt anything. Mason Seafried. But, Joe, the big play on that was that personal foul, the 15-yarder that gave them that extra yardage down the field when, you know, it was really something that Waukee didn't need to do, but it helped out for Southeast Polk.
Yep, a free 15 yards is key, too, because they were going backwards after that and before that, struggling to get any yards.
So 1st and 10 at the 27 for Waukee, trying to hang on here. Handoff, breaking free through the line is Yehweh. And he gets up to the 35. And he's had a lot of time over there on the bench. Eaton's been in the backfield, so Yehweh got some fresh legs in there.
Yep, and he's ready to go. Southeast Polk, both teams still with 3 timeouts remaining. As the clock runs down here, we'll probably see a little bit more game management.
2nd and 2, a big 8-yard pickup on first down there for Waukee. Play clock at 10. As Randall tells Yehweh to go to the other side, then hands it off to Yehweh, and he's stuffed in there, so a good stop by Southeast Polk will bring up a 3rd down as the clock rolls under 4 minutes to play. And he loses a couple there. Well, we'll say lose one. 3rd and 3. Back to the 34-yard line. Waukee in the white here on your screen. Southeast Polk, the Rams in black, trying to get a stop, get the ball back, and tie it up after just scoring here. Randall down the line, looking to cut it. He's ripped down behind the line of scrimmage there. And that was Bo Ira.
It's a huge play for the Southeast Polk defense. It's exactly what they needed, a stop and then a 3 and out, leaving them 3 minutes left.
4th and 5 on the 32. And a timeout called here. We'll keep it right here. So here's where you want. At this point, I don't even think you worry about trying to go for the block because you could end up running into the kicker like they did before. And you're going to get probably good field position barring a really good punt. What you want that guy to do, though, is don't let it bounce and roll a long ways if you can help that, Joe.
Yep, and this is where that three deep punt return coverage kind of helps them. It lets the ball not go behind them, and it's kind of amazing that they were able to get it running into the kicker penalty with less than the normal amount of rushers, 2 less rushers than you'd normally have.
So they get Dylan Travis, Jackson Snyder back there, and also TJ Armstrong to go back to receive the punt. Slow snap. Gets the punt off. High one and a fair catch called for and made at the 34-yard line. So 66 yards to the tying score here with 3:05 to play for Southeast Polk. And plenty of time, Joe, with 3:05.
One thing, though, they don't want to get into a series of 2 or 3 negative plays. That's something that Southeast Polk has kind of gotten into, is going backwards. They obviously don't want to go backwards, but that eats up clock more than anything, and it forces them to throw it deep.
And for Waukee, keep the ball within the lines, keep the clock running, and no penalties. Don't help them out at all on the drive. Here we go. Josiah Cole brings out Southeast Polk, trying to come back and tie it up. Hand off to Williams. He stutters and now moves ahead, gets it up to the 39.
Keeping it on the ground here. Still, they had burned 1 timeout, 2 timeouts left.
Picks up 5. Second and 5 at the 39, their own 39 for Southeast Polk. Clock rolling, 2:42. Under center, Cole hands off to Williams again. He spins around in there and is stacked up, and they're going to have to go downfield, Joe, because they're running out of time.
2 handoffs right up the middle is certainly not what the Waukee defense was expecting, but they jumped all over it.
So, 3rd down and 5 on the 39. Obviously 4 downs territory here throughout for Southeast Polk because it's got rolling. Cole under pressure throws it out, and it was Jarius Jones in there.
Caleb Paulus.
Excuse me, Caleb Paulus in there on the pressure.
And Paulus, again, another one of those Waukee defenders that has gotten into the backfield tonight.
So 4th and 5, 2:04. The clock doesn't really matter because you got to get 5 yards to keep this game going for Southeast Polk. Big play here. They send Travis and Snyder wide to the left. Josiah Cole and timeout, Southeast Polk. Timeout, Southeast Polk. Well, you got to get at least the 5 yards, get the first down, Joe, and then you got to go into the hurry-up mode. You can't be messing around and taking a lot of time to get the play off.
Yep, and if you think, well, if they can't punt the ball anymore, they're obviously not going to punt down in their own territory. And turning the ball over to Waukee with this good a field position is almost as good as done.
Well, it wouldn't matter. Waukee would, with 2:04, they're just going to take a knee and run it out probably. But so it's, you got to get that first down. Big play here. It'll be 4th and 5 at the 39, their own 39 for Southeast Polk. Waukee scored first with 6:19 to play. Randall to eat an 18-yard pass. Then Cole a 45-yard run to even it up at 7-7 with 4:32 to go in the first quarter. Second quarter, Randall a 25-yard pass to Odell made it 14-7 with 12 seconds to go before the half. Randall to Martinez made it 21-7, then Cole to Travis. Here we go, 4th down and 5. Here's the snap. Pressure, throws it out to Williams, and he's going to be stopped. And they'll turn it over on downs to Waukee with 1:57 to play.
Zach Eaton coming up big for the Warriors on defense this time. We've heard him on offense, but he makes the game-sealing tackle.
And so now for Waukee, they'll come out. And with 1:57, they could just about snap it 3 times and kneel on it here and get it over with. But Randall comes out, pistol formation, hands off to Yehweh. He'll go up the line into the middle, down across the 40 to the 38.
Sam Yehweh on the carry.
And
the left side of the defense, gain of 2.
they'll take all the time they can as the ball's reset. Randall looking back at the play clock. It's at 10 now. He'll come up to the line. Play clock at 5. And Randall will keep it himself. Go over the left side, and he'll just stop. Keep the clock running.
Mitch Randall carries around the left side, taken down by
And
Bo
the
Ira.
clock running down. Bo Ira on the tackle.
No gain. Third
And now under a minute to play. 3rd down and 8. So we're going to have to snap it here. They run the play. There's not going to be a lot of time left.
I could go for it on 4th down also.
Yeah, probably
and
I
just
would think, yeah.
Kneel it there.
And now they're even going to take a penalty here, looks like. On 3rd down, they'll let it run down, which is smart. They run as much time off. So then you got 25 seconds.
Timeout, Waukee.
You run a play, and there's not going to be much left here. That'll about do it for Waukee. So
Football season is here. Get in the red zone and score big with a new car or truck from
big stop defensively for Waukee here late in the game. As Waukee looking to go 1-1 on the season. Southeast Polk staring at 0-2 here in 33 seconds, and barring any big mistake here by Waukee. We talked about it. Waukee scored first. Southeast Polk came back. Then Waukee scored twice, and then finally Southeast Polk scored with 4:43 to go in the game. Got the ball back, had some time, but unable to move the ball at all. And now Waukee will come out. Mitch Randall. And play clock winding down. Game clock will start on the snap. And he'll keep it. Randall will keep it himself. Spin around up ahead. And he goes down with 28 seconds to play.
Mitch Randall on the carry. Initial
And
hit by Carter Olson.
timeout called. Was it
4th down.
final timeout by Southeast Polk?
Timeout, Southeast Polk.
Yep, final Southeast Polk's final timeout. Well, 28 seconds. You still got, the clock will stop on the change if they don't get the 1st down. But then you got to get out right away and get a playoff, so it's going to be very, very tight. It'd be a miracle play here, but still.
They're going to hope for a strip fumble,
something,
return
yeah,
for a touchdown, but if not, Randall's probably going to run the clock out.
And it's interesting, Josiah Cole does come up under center. I'd have to work it out that pistol and shotgun, but Mitch Randall I haven't seen him come under center at all. He still stays back in that pistol or shotgun formation there, even when, late in the game like this. And so 28 seconds to go. Southeast Polk has taken their final timeout. It's 4th down and 7. They send a safety back deep. Looks like they're going to punt it. Snap, kick, and heading toward the sideline. Is going to bounce through the end zone. So 23 seconds they'll have and 80 yards to go, Joe. So gave them time to throw a couple of deep ones.
Maybe we'll see a deep pass here for the first time. Gonna look for a trick play or something, maybe the hook and ladder.
Stranger things have happened here. 1st and 10 at the 20 for Southeast Polk. Trailing 21-14, 23 seconds on the game clock. And they'll come out with 3 receivers. Now, that defensive line's been getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They've got their defensive backfield off 15, 20 yards off the ball. Quick out, thrown over there, caught, and he's going to get out of bounds. So quick play out there to Dylan Travis. Takes 6 seconds off the clock and moves the ball up to the 35. 36. 1st and 10 at the 36. But maybe one more of those and you can try for the end zone. So if you get, Joe, you get another 15 yards, then it makes it a little bit easier to lob it up there, but you got to get that perfect out route and out of bounds.
You're going to need a couple more completions.
2 receivers each side, dropping back. There's an out and caught and out of bounds by Isaiah Wagner.
And 3 seconds off the clock for that play, so that was pretty fast for the Rams.
They got it up to 43-yard line.
Second down, 3.
2nd and 3, 14 seconds to play. Clock stop. Here we go. Trips left, 1 receiver right. Dropping back. Looking, throwing out. Caught, and he's got his feet in bounds inside the 50 is Dylan Travis. And that took, what, 5 seconds off the clock? 9 seconds to go?
I know it's late in the game, but you're kind of wondering where this has been that last drive for Southeast Polk. They could have used this instead of 2 running plays up the middle.
You're looking at a prevent defense too, you know, as Waukee is just nothing behind them here. 2 receivers right, 2 wide left. 9 seconds, dropping back, looking, throwing out, and caught at the sideline, out of bounds at the 36-yard line. 4 seconds to play, but Joe, this makes it makeable to go into the end zone now. And Cole's probably going to have to give him some time. 36-yard line, 1st and 10 at the 36. 4 seconds on the clock. Southeast Polk trailing by a touchdown, 21-14.
This will be the final play of the game.
They send 3 to the right, slot on the right. Cole dropping, rolling, throwing deep to the end zone. Up in the air, batted down, who has it? No good, incomplete. Southeast Polk will fall to Waukee.
Flag on the play.
And the flag down. Let's see what that is. If it's a defensive penalty, the game will continue. Ineligible man downfield. That'll be the ball game. Waukee will win it here, 21-0. Or excuse me, 21-14. I'm sorry. Nothing on the clock is what I meant to say. 21-14 in a great ball game. We've got a few fireworks over there. And, well, Joe, just exactly what we expected. Both these teams fought right down to the end, and Waukee just a few more big plays.
Yep, and Southeast Polk a real great late 4th quarter push to score and get the ball back, but just couldn't really get that last drive together.
Well, Waukee scored with 6:19 to play in the 1st quarter. Randall to Eaton, an 18-yard touchdown pass. Then with 4:32 to go in the 1st quarter, it was Cole for Southeast Polk with a 45-yard keeper, and that tied it at 7-7. Then Randall came back and found Odell with a 25-yard touchdown pass with 12 seconds to go right before the half, made it 14-7 at the half. Then in the 4th quarter, 8:50 to go, Randall to Martinez for Randall's 3rd touchdown pass of the game, a 12-yarder, made it 21-7. Cole found Ryan Travis in the end zone with 4:43 to play in the ball game, made it 21-14, and then we saw that final play, which would have been nullified by the penalty anyway, and Waukee wins it 21-14 here. Both these teams go on the road to Eastern Iowa. If you're Waukee, you're going on the road with the win. You're going for Southeast Polk. You played a good game, came up short. Still some things to clean up yet, Joe.
Yep, and scoring is going to be their number 1 goal here, and scoring faster. Only 3 touchdowns in their first 2 games isn't quite what they want. And again, we kind of saw it here tonight. There took a while for Southeast Polk to get on the board and score.
Well, the fireworks are going off, even though Southeast Polk came out on the a little bit short here tonight against Waukee. The final 21-14. For Joe Danielson and Ruben Garza, I'm Dar Danielson, wrapping it up here on CISN.TV.
Mr. Hometown Clothing Store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place. G&L Clothing.